everyone, it's Alexander Robinson and welcome to the channel. I am back at Universal Studios Hollywood for Halloween Horror Nights 2025. I have conquered Dark Harbor, I have returned to Not Scary Farm, and now I'm back for HHN. This is actually going to be my second time visiting this year's event. I already went before without the camera and did some of the houses, but for this trip, I'm going to see what exactly I can do with no express, no early entry. In fact, I just bought the ticket today, this morning. So there's going to be a high chance we won't experience everything that this event has to offer, but we're going to make the most of it. And without further ado, let's get this trip started. We are making our way down to H Lot, where they have Terrifier and Poltergeist, two houses that I have done in my previous visit. We're just gonna hop into Terrifier, see if we can do that. Made it to Terrifier. It's at a 30-minute wait for now. It's probably gonna jump up to an hour wait by the time I finish recording, so let's hop in. 30-minute wait for Terrifier is actually not that bad because I've seen this line go up to like 2-3 hours long. The one I'm worried about later on is Five Nights at Freddy's, which I have not done. So we're gonna try to, well, you know what, we'll wait till we finish Terrifier, see what we do next.
Good Lord, what is that?
How many times do I have to tell you? Don't freaking try to scare me when I'm on my break.
Oh!
Don't try to scare me when I'm on my break.
I see you. Oh! Okay, got more wet than I thought I would on that. Yeah, that was fun. We waited about 30 minutes for Terrifier, and it now jumped to 90 minutes. Glad I did this when I did it.
So I have not watched any of the Terrifier movies. I have heard they are not for the faint of heart, and based on that house, I just can't imagine how they got away with some of the stuff that they showed there, and how like obscene and out there and gruesome the movies actually are. I don't plan on seeing them anytime soon. That is, of course, unless the audience on my movie review channel asks me to do it, then I might have to make an exception. But that was a fun house. I didn't expect to get as wet as I did. I saw a video of the Orlando house where you have the option of going down a dry path or a wet path, and the wet path is like dripping with water. The first time I went through Hollywood's version, I didn't really get all that wet, but this time I got wet more through just a heavy mist, and my Canon actually got soaked. It still works, so thank God for that, but I guess I should have just brought my GoPro with me for Terrifier. Anyway, we are going to head over to the Terror Tram next because it closes earlier than the rest of the park. There's no wait, and I actually looked at Five Nights at Freddy's. It's at a 45-minute wait right now. That's probably going to change, but I'd rather get Terror Tram out of the way and then head down and take care of the lower lot so I don't have to worry about missing Terror Tram. I still think Universal really missed an opportunity to deck out Springfield to be Treehouse of Horror themed. I mean, here in Hollywood, it's more than what they do in Orlando, which is nothing.
All right, still no wait. And this year they have a full-on scare zone for Terror Tram, the Hellbillies. Wow, jeez. Oh my God, they are everywhere.
I was so focused on the one on my left, I didn't even see the one on my right. You gotta pay attention when it comes to scare zones, guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome aboard the Terror Tram. My name is Nanya, driver's name is Business, and together we are Nanya Business.
Good evening. My name is Megan, and I would like to welcome you on board the Terror Tram. Great job. If you have any small children with you tonight, I really have to question your parenting choices.
Miss me? The bitch is back.
Nothing burns like the cold. Nothing burns like the cold. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
Not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours.
You're a little late to the party, Cupcake.
We have now magically teleported to the lower lot where Five Nights at Freddy's is still. It's loading. It said 45 minutes. Oh well. It did say 45 minutes on the app when I made it down here, and it did say 45 minutes on the screen before it blacked out. I just had to get here as soon as I could before the wait time increased. And I'll see you guys at the house. Okay, so Five Nights at Freddy's. This definitely falls into the category of the house is better than the movie, because I hated the movie that came out back in 2023. I never played the games, but I always thought it was a cool concept. And the house wasn't exactly scary per se. It was more cool in terms of the puppets, the animatronics, and just the overall production design. But in terms of scares, it didn't really do anything for me. And it kind of peters out at the end. Not just because it kind of ends on a whimper, but also there was somebody that was stopping in front of every animatronic to take a picture with them. I'm like, come on, don't do that. Like, keep the line moving through the house. There are other people who want to experience this without stopping and having the scares ruined for them. So maybe that was the reason why this wasn't that scary. All right, so the lines are starting to build up now. I'm glad I did Terrifier and Five Nights at Freddy's when I did. But now Terrifier is at 90 minutes. I think Five Nights is at 80. And the next one on my list is Scarecrow, which was posted at 55. That is assuming this digital screen moves again or changes. So yeah, 55 minutes. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna skip Horrors of Wyatt Sticks because I am not a wrestling fan. And I did Jason Universe, kind of underwhelmed by it, so I'm not gonna be doing that. And then after all that, I'm gonna head up to the upper lot and do Monstros 3 and Chainsaw Man, which is an import from Universal Studios Japan. Scarecrow, music by Slash. Again, a 55-minute wait, let's do it. Every year, no matter what house it is that goes in this area, it always feels like the line is just eternal. So let's see how long this line actually takes us. It's 9:41 right now. The wait time says 55 minutes. Let's go ahead and see how accurate that is. It is 10:36, so 55 minutes on the dot. And we're almost there. Came out both sides again. Get me out of here. Good God. That was a really good one. There were several points to that house where it was like pitch black. I didn't know what was a scare actor, what was a prop. Made my heart jump a couple of times, and it made me wonder if I'd done the zoo house at Not Scary Farm when all the lights were out and just with a flashlight, would I have been able to take that? Because I imagine that was kind of, waiting for the splash here, because the moments of darkness in Scarecrow kind of felt like what I might have experienced had I done that house at Knott's with the lights out. So that was a good one. I think it might be my second favorite maybe. I mean, Monstros is a great one, which we'll be doing next. Terrifier was great, and Five Nights at Freddy's was quite a letdown. Yeah, I think Scarecrow might be the second best or the best. Let's go up to Monstros and find out if that one holds up from last time. Before I make my way back to the upper lot, I have to once again tell you that I'm not going to be doing the Horrors of Wyatt Sticks house, which I think I said Wyatt Sticks originally, which apologies to WWE fans out there. But I have to mention that it's in the extended queue for Jurassic World The Ride. And last year I made a video of my personal wish list of things that I want to see at Halloween Horror Nights, and a Jurassic Park themed house was one of them. So Universal, you put a house in the extended queue for Jurassic World, you know what to do. Here's a brief look again at Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. They're doing some more construction down there. They've been testing the coaster, and it's coming along nicely. They've got the sound barrier partially built for this loop that goes over the Starway, and it won't be too much longer before we get to experience this ride for ourselves. I'm excited, but also a little terrified, since it's, you know, on the side of a mountain, in a state known for earthquakes.
Hi there. Those giant crows are amazing. I feel like the rest of the video could just be these giant crows roaming around, and I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. We're taking a shortcut to Fallout and Monstros. Fallout's at a 25-minute wait, so I'm actually going to do that first because I haven't done that before. Oh, that's it? That's the end? That was a good one. I, again, have not played the games or watched the show at all, but it was a fun house. Definitely very short. I was actually kind of surprised that it ended where it did. But good sets, some good scares. It seems like there's a big theme this year where you have scare actors on both sides of you. And yeah, that's pretty cool. It was a good house at the end of the day. But now we're going to move on to my final house of the night, and that's going to be Monstros 3, The Ghosts of Latin America, which went from a 40-minute wait to a 25-minute wait. So, good for us.
You meet them.
since this series of HHN houses debuted in 2023, they've done a really good job with them. Just a great level of atmosphere, great design. Although this year my favorite has to be Scarecrow. Scarecrow really did surprise me in terms of how good it was. But Monstrous is a close second, and then I think Terrifier is number 3 for me. But we're done with Halloween Horror Nights houses. We got one more thing to do, and that's gonna be the Chainsaw Man show, a show that they imported from Universal Studios Japan. So first we're gonna walk through the Monstrous Scare Zone to get there.
Hello there.
Chainsaw Man: The Chaos is located here at the DreamWorks Theater, and it's a show that they imported from Universal Studios Japan. And when you see the show, you can clearly tell that it was meant for Universal Studios Japan, but also meant to be in 3D. I did this the last time I was here without the camera. I think it's a lot of fun, and definitely a nice way to just get away from all the chaos out there and sit down for a good 20 minutes. So seeing Chainsaw Man again is still cool, but it's always so funny watching that pre-show, which is clearly from Universal Studios Japan. They say Universal Studios Japan, and yet the graphic they have for this version says Universal Studios Hollywood presents Smiley in 4D. So that's always funny. This is very similar to the Jujutsu Kaisen show that they had during FanFest nights, where that was also for Universal Studios Japan. They just brought it over without the 3D and added English subtitles. I would really honestly like to see more shows from USJ brought over here. I know there's a Shin Godzilla vs. Evangelion show that they had, which had a Shin reimagining of King Ghidorah. Maybe for FanFest next year? Maybe? As a Godzilla fan, I would really love to see that. But with that being said, we are done with Halloween Horror Nights. And the last show for the Purge Dangerous Waters had just ended. I decided not to do this because it's an amazing show, but it's literally the same that we've seen the past 2 years. And with that, we have come to the end of another Halloween Horror Nights. This was a fun one. I'd say it's definitely better than last year. Last year was good, but I think the lineup this time around was just more unique. And I didn't even talk about the Terror Tram after I got off it. It's essentially the same as the one last year with Blumhouse, but it's a slightly different lineup, and I like how Megan is incorporated throughout the Terror Tram. I'm going to be posting up a full video of the Terror Tram this year, like I usually do. So keep your eyes open for that. But thank you guys for joining me on this adventure. This was a busy Halloween because between this, Dark Harbor, and Not Scary Farm, I've also been reviewing all the Universal Monster movies on my other YouTube channel. So yeah, I've had a lot going on this Halloween. It's probably the busiest Halloween season I've ever had to experience, in regards to YouTube at least. And I'm not done with those Universal Monster reviews. You can go check out that playlist in the upper right-hand corner. And if you made it to the end of this video, that must mean you really like it. So I encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment telling about your experience at Halloween Horror Nights. Did you go this year? What was your favorite house? Whatever it was, let me know down below. And if you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, Blue Sky, and my movie review channel right here on YouTube. Until then, have a good day, take care of yourselves, see you next time, and safe travels.